Hello friends, the pre-budget consultation meeting which started on November 21 has been concluded and several persons around 110 people as representing various groups participated in the meetings. However, 10 trade unions have decided to boycott the virtual meeting because they are given only 3 minutes to speak. They say it is a joke and they don't want to be part of the cheap joke. And they express their disappointment that despite the COVID relaxations, the way this meeting has been conducted in the virtual mode, and they asked the finance ministry to arrange for a physical meeting, and they also requested for the restoration of old pension scheme. Several suggestions given in the pre-budget consultation meeting, some of which are as follows. Employment linked incentive scheme for employment intensive sectors, and also they asked for implementing Manreka scheme in urban regions, and they also asked for continuation of more capex in the infrastructure area. Some of them have requested for training and accreditation of care economy workers and introduction of national regulatory authority for water and sanitation and protection of unorganized workers under ESIC and green certification to help MSMEs and creation of innovative clusters and improving the domestic supply chains and tax reduction of electric vehicles and introduction of electric vehicle policy. Overall, the upcoming budget should prioritize job creation and help take measures to improve the broad-based consumption. This is the suggestion given. Many state governments have demanded the cessors and surcharges to be made part of the divisible pool. For example, Tamil Nadu Finance Minister Palnil Tyagarajan said that cessors and surcharges are adversely affecting the financial resources of the states, and they have been increasing from 10.4% in 2013 to 26.7% in 2022. Also said that the fiscal autonomy of the state has been reduced due to the increasing ratio of grants which are subject to conditionalities. Kerala Finance Minister K.N. Balagopal has demanded that the state share in GST revenue to be increased from the current 50-50 ratio to 60-40 ratio. And he also sought for an extension of the GST compensation period for another 5 years. Bihar Finance Minister Vijay Kumar Chowdhury said that the contribution of the states to the central sector scheme has been increased. If the central government really wanted to help the state, it should immediately fully fund all the central sector projects, he said. Lakhu Uday Bharati, a confederation of around 40,000 small and medium business in India, requested Finance Ministry to reserve the production and marketing of traditional, conventional, low technology mass consumption products to MSME. Currently, they are in the hands of corporate. They have to be allocated to MSME. They requested. And they also asked for a differential treatment of MSMEs in credit allocation and NPA classification. They also asked for allowing the partial repayment of the outstanding amount in NPAs. Growth in real rural wages has been negative for the 10th consecutive month since September. This was because of the high inflation and slowdown in the rural economy, and there is a reduced demand for labor. And rural India is said to recover from the millions of jobs lost during the pandemic. So overall, the rural employment is now 8.3 million lower than it was during the pandemic, according to a study by Kotak Institutional Equities. India India's exports declined by 16.7% in October to 29.8 billion, and the import has been increased by 5.7%. The trade deficit is widened to 26.9 billion in October. Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Hardeep Singh Puri recently stated that the centre is ready to bring petrol and diesel under the ambit of GST if states agree. States may not agree because fuel and liquor are major revenues for them, he said. But it is not true because already many states have asked the centre to bring the GST, petrol and diesel under the GST. So this is the last step. Our Prime Minister recently stated that India is using technology as a weapon against poverty, and he said during the pandemic, lower internet data costs helped poor students to attend online classes. But it is not true. The poor students, they are not able to get internet access, and their education suffered because of that. Then why India's state in the global party index has fallen to such a low level when India is using technology as a weapon against poverty? Reserve Bank of India is going to introduce a digital rupee and a pilot scale project in retail sector on December 1. 8 banks have been identified to participate in this scheme. Customers and merchants in closed user group at a select location will participate in this scheme. A new Oxfam report, the onslaught of austerity, said that the road to post-COVID economic recovery is built on the lives of girls and women's security. And in 2021, fewer women are employed because of the COVID pandemic compared to 2020. The report also said that the women and girls around the world will have to spend at least 200 million extra hours as many governments plan to cut public services such as water. Austerity is a form of gender-based violence. Austerity policies combine patriarchy and neoliberalism to further exploit the most oppressed in the society and deliberately ignore their needs. This was said by Oxfam President Amina Hessi. Oxfam called on the International Monetary Fund to stop pushing for painful failed austerity measures and to suspend austerity-based conditionality on all existing loan programs. It also called for immediate debt cancellation by rich countries. I see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. A progressive wealth tax on the world's millionaires and billionaires could raise almost $1 trillion more US dollars in 2023 than the government's plan to save through the austerity, the report said. And the Oxfam report has called on governments to end austerity measures and instead seek alternatives like feminist economy and progressive taxation.